Welcome, Jasula. How are you this week?
Pretty good. It's Friday, and I'm excited. You know how I feel about Fridays.
Which is difficult because we work together. So I
We
would love for
do.
you to be this
You
excited.
Not the time that we talk, after hours.
This is this. You're correct. Yeah, this is
you
just a
know?
kiki amongst friends. You are right. You are
Exactly,
right.
exactly.
You're right. What'd you do this week? Tell me all about it.
Well,
Oh, I
I
guess I should
worked.
clarify.
I
Pomegranate
worked and
blueberry.
then I watch your videos. But yeah, this is not wine, by the way.
This is not one. This is pomegranate blueberry
Keeping the
beverage.
body healthy.
Yeah. So tell me about your work week. What happened in your work week?
I worked and the funniest thing happened while I was about to start a meeting. I received a very interesting video
Okay.
from you, darling.
Me? I would, yeah.
Post surgery. That was the funniest. It was the highlight of the week. You were
Mm,
so funny.
mm.
I would be happy for you to explain how your week went.
I just wanted to share that gift with you. Like it was one of those things. Yeah. So finished up the oral surgery this week. Still a little swollen, over here. But I thought Bestito and a few other favorites, not the same, different, should receive a video of me with a face that was like this big, unable to really.
I was
And
like, whoa, whoa.
these natural cheeks are already out here.
Right.
But this was like, and I could not get this side of my mouth to close. So, but we're here. We've made it. What I would not miss is my Friday favorite conversation with my
Exactly.
my dear bestie. Also, we need to tell the viewers we will have a little bit of a micro break. Why is that?
Because we have vacations coming up. So there will be a small little break just so we can decompress and then we're coming back stronger.
I love me. I love me the Lord. And I just got some goosebumps when you said that. When you
Yeah.
said,
Yeah. Yep,
I
yep,
think it
yep,
was
yep.
the Lord.
I know.
Enjoy. Holy
Enjoy.
Spirit said, enjoy this time. Enjoy
Now
it.
we rest,
And now we rest. Yeah. So I'll be enjoying my mortgage. We've talked about that. Where are you headed to?
I will be going to Grenada, so I'm super
Hey.
excited.
Okay.
My first time. I'm looking forward to it.
I love how much you travel. I really do.
I
And when
enjoy
I say
it.
how much, it's you should travel more,
What?
actually.
I think I should, right? I think I
You know,
should more.
can we turn this into a
Once a
travel?
year is not that much, right?
Yeah. Can we turn this into a travel blog? I'm
We
just
can,
asking asking
I'll
for a
be
friend.
just.
Asking for a friend. All right, my dear. So today, oh, I
Are
think
you ready?
the subject of this podcast is actually really appropriate based
I think
on
so.
where we're headed. So today, I'd like to spend a little time talking to you about, girl, why does everyone feel so behind? Since like 2020. Like, I'm still trying to catch up to 2021. And girl, I heard it's 2026.
It's
Is it
2026.
2026? It is 2026.
It is 2026. Exactly. We're losing track. We're losing track. So I'm super, super, super excited about this topic because I think it's relatable to everyone. It doesn't matter the age group, it doesn't matter the background that you are. This topic affect each one of us. So I'm super excited to kind of dive in and hear your perspective too, right? So I'm gonna, you know me, I'm gonna go straight to some questions that I prepare for you.
Well,
Why
don't
does
you
every
worry. I have prepared.
so we're gonna throw it
I like
back
how
at each
we do
other.
our questions like Battleship. Did
I
you ever play
know.
Battleship?
No, actually,
But I like how you went along with me. That's cute.
if she said it, I believe it,
You know? Yeah,
I
so no,
believe it.
it was this game of where you had to sink someone else's ship. So it was a really unhealthy analogy that I made.
Well, I'm not trying to sink you, you know.
I mean, I'm like, I was talking to our friend Tara, who we will have on the pod later in the year
Whoop,
this
whoop.
morning. And we were talking about that, about how important it is right now, like to check ourselves of the references that we're making. So that was me checking. So we're not battle shipping. We
We're not.
are, and we're not shipping, but we're just in this together.
We
So hit me.
balancing, we
We,
balancing. We being steady,
I
we
also like how
flowing.
I also like how we forget that we're always recording.
I know, I know.
Yeah.
But okay, I will get back on track with us. My first question for you is, why does everybody feel late to their own life?
But Sita, where are you getting these questions?
Be
You
preparing
know,
for you.
oh man, that's, I guess I would interpret that in the late for their own life. Like, man, you be hitting me hard with these questions. Late for their own life. You know,
We know it. We know it.
we do. And late for their own life. I also feel like life is lifing. I think we talk about that a lot.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I know for me, I feel like a lot of my life is invested in other people's lives. And
Hmm.
then sometimes I'll have this check or, um, but I think the short answer is social media.
You know what?
Conversation over.
You know what? Mic drop. I'm going to log off. This is it. Thank you for watching the episode of today.
Brought to you
Um,
by Logitech G.
by Logitech G. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Episode is over.
Right.
And I think this is it.
Social
If you
media
are
is to
looking for
blame.
anything, that was the answer. Podcast
Podcasts
over,
are to blame.
you know. Yeah, so the quick answer is social media. Goodbye, everybody. It was nice
Bye.
talking to
Thank
y'all.
you for being here. No, no, no.
Thank
Okay.
you for being here.
I know we've talked about this a lot. Podcast back on, segment continue
Continues.
on. Okay, I know we've talked about this. I did have a question for you. You know my struggle with this.
Yeah.
Why do people, us included, why do people compare timelines?
Ooh, again with the question. We playing that battlefield for real at this point.
Yeah. Boom,
Um,
boom.
and on top of what you just said about social media, I think social media is it's a big thing because we are not only comparing our everyday life to someone's reel or Instagram story, right? And not realizing those things are curated, right? And I think
Yeah.
that makes us feel like, oh my God, this person just get this new car. Maybe I need to get this car. I'm 20 something years old. This person already buy a house. Why? I'm still living with my parents, right? So we feel like at a certain age, a certain point in our lives, we have to meet the expectation on what we see in social media. If not, we are behind. So we end up comparing or we end up analyzing everything that we do and comparing or beginning to somebody else middle, but that person had a beginning too where they were in that
You're
same
so right.
situation as us, right? And I think that's what it is, and social media makes it more kind of like real to kind of say, oh my
Yeah.
God, this person just graduated with me,
Yeah.
they're already married, now they have kids on the way.
Timeline included. Like on this
Right,
date, this year, not, like when,
right,
yeah, you're so right. You're so right. There's so many good things, even though shots fired at social media by me at the top, but there's so many good things, and I completely agree with you about that. And we both grew up in different times, and so
right,
for me, I remember it was always there was the expectation of what you were supposed to do at this point, right? To be married at this point, have your first child at this point, this is what success, right,
right,
looks like in this prescribed idea of what it
right,
looks like. So I would say I couldn't imagine what you and what young people when they see those timelines. I have noticed that the young people in my life, they're crushing it. They're tackling so much. Like I even catch myself being like, "Oh my gosh!" Like my nephews both have. They're going to be seniors. Both of them have two jobs. They're going to college. They're doing the most. And I'm like, I'm even catching myself like to my timeline. I'm like, yeah, Be children. Like, enjoy this time. And, so,
And
man.
sometimes they don't even realize all the hard work, all the things that they were doing because of that invisible timeline they put on themselves because of what they see on social media, right? So with that being said, I wanted to ask you, what pressure do you believe that young people carry with them?
Did you have that question already? And I was there.
Prepared. I have a
We're
list
like,
of
we
questions.
are,
I'm
we're like an
prepared.
ocean. We're like waves coming
I
and
am
going out.
prepared. I told
We
you,
are,
like, I need to
you
get
should
this right.
never, I never need to sleep on bestie time. I never do, but you keep me ready. You keep me
You
ready.
know,
Yeah, the pressures for young people, man. I mean, I grew up in a time where, in publications, we were talking about the weight of a woman and the size of a woman, what a man, what a man looks like versus, and there was a lot of the body image was just a part of the culture growing up on my end. Now,
yeah,
it was isolated to kind of, you had those certain people within your community that like
right,
everybody talked about the way that they look. Then you had the cover of magazines when you're going through the grocery store, right?
right,
But
right.
now for young people, it is just the pressure of what to do, what to look like, what to, you know, what you need to achieve,
Right,
how you need
right.
to behave. Like it's interesting because they are more educated and more informed
Yeah,
than any other generation, which
yeah.
also is a lot. Like I really I feel for young people more on the side of the pressure of knowing everything before you've had life experiences.
Mm,
Right? So like when you hear something or read something or I mean, I was in high school when 9/11 happened and we all went to a classroom and we watched it on a television and we experienced that together. But young people today, they're experiencing that pressure from a local and when I say pressure, like the pressure of life and of the
right.
world,
Yeah.
I feel like this has been put upon them by opening up every
Mm,
single community and global issue,
right, right.
is on them. And I feel for them for
Yeah,
that. And that's why we really push of like, I love a little whimsical. I love a little curiosity because
yeah,
curiosity, I believe that that's
yeah,
one of the strongest tools to have. And that's my hope is that there will be a shift of responsibility and pressures on young people, and they can thirst for curiosity. What do you think? Because you obviously are much closer to that time than I.
Oh no, I think you mentioned everything that I could think of, but I think everything we talked prior to this, right? The pressure to buy a house, the pressure to find the perfect relationship, the pressure to be in certain point in your life in their lives, and I think that's all of it that comes together, and they carry all that on them, right? And if they don't get to that point by this type of age, and they're looking at everybody around them meeting those timeline or those access point in their life, they started questioning themselves: Am I enough? Am I doing enough? Like, why am I behind? And they started disliking themselves, right? And you started overthinking, overanalyzing, not thinking that your journey and your life is different. And I think if any young people is listening, sometimes a lot of people get to see the outcome of somebody else's life, but
Right.
not what happened before. So, like
Oh,
I said earlier, we comparing our beginning to somebody else's middle. They too had a beginning, right? They too was in the same spot that we were in. So, whatever they post doesn't mean it just happened. There were some people are fortunate where probably they didn't have that beginning like you will have it, but there's a moment, there's a process of their own journey too. So, whatever you see doesn't it's not equivalent to where you at in your life, and give yourself
right.
that grace, give yourself that timeline, and not compare to everything that you see on social media, because a lot of the time sometimes it's not real. People
Yeah.
probably 99% of their day was bad, and then in the last hour something great happened and they decide to share that great things, but it
Yeah.
doesn't discount the earlier mornings where they had the biggest heartbreak, the whatever they had prior to that good news, and then you only compare the good news, right? Give I'm just saying to everybody, give ourselves some grace and
Yeah,
be happy for somebody else and keep focused on your own goal. Because what happened is not only it's a distraction to your own joy when you're comparing the pressure or whatever somebody else's timeline is, you also
right.
distract your focus because now you're focusing on them, not yourself, right? So, yeah,
There's a lot of goodness in there and gave us a lot of
yeah,
breadcrumbs through that. I think what was
you know,
a big, a big light bulb for me is, you know, obviously social media is going to continue. It's going to continue on. That's not something that will likely stop.
yeah,
What if, when it was first introduced to my generation, it was to document your life and to create connections, right? With the people that,
right,
allowing people that to see what your day to day, right, is like, or like, for the family member that lives across the country, but they can
right,
see what you're doing. But what you said, what I really love is like, I think it's up to us to shift and understand like what I'm looking at. And so I love the monthly dumps
yeah,
because
yeah, me too, me
it's
too,
what somebody is taking away from that time of the positive moments they want to share with you. So
right,
instead of looking at social media as like, oh, this is a reflection of how this person lives day to day, no, this is the thing that they have curated
right,
and said
right,
they want to share with us to bring joy. And in my simple mind, that gives a bit of a shift because, I love to calibrate expectations that,
yes,
and where comparison is the stealer. Did you almost just die?
yes, yes,
Are you okay?
I'm okay now. I am okay now.
Be
I
strong,
was
app.
doing, I was
Immediate
doing
help.
it. I was doing it while you were so deep in the conversation. I'm like, let me, real
Don't
quick.
mind me.
But knowing you, nothing passed by you.
Oh no, I just want to make safety first. I am the
Right,
biggest
right.
fan
Hold
of
on. Let's
safety.
stop. Let's pause. Are you okay?
But see,
Thank
so
you.
don't
Thank
fall
you.
out. Don't fall
Thank you.
out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. But yeah, I dig that. I dig of saying like just, oh yeah, oh look, I love all these special moments that were your favorite,
Yeah.
moments of the month. So yeah, because yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
once we frame it that way, right? Once we frame it that way, like you said, it's a moment that they decide to share. Those are little
Yeah.
moments, and it's not all of who they are, right? And realize, okay, and for me, the way I see social media, it's a way for me to get information that are pertaining to me, not because of what people are sharing. So it's about me. So I'm getting the news, I'm congratulating people. I like seeing the good highlights that people are sharing, but it's for me to enjoy. The moment it becomes
Right.
overwhelming, I don't need to see this. It's
Yeah.
not, it doesn't give me anything, it doesn't do anything to me.
Yeah.
If I'm not congratulating somebody and be happy for them, or it doesn't make sense to me, I'm gonna keep pushing and move to the
Right.
next one.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you think that that has like evolved as you've gotten older? Like
Yeah.
for our younger listeners of like, now when I
Yeah.
was like their age, no, I was seeing a girl, look, I'm like, how she
Right,
do that?
right,
Now I'm like, girl,
right,
get
right.
it. Do you think that that
Yeah.
has evolved for you as you've matured and gotten older?
Yeah, absolutely. It was not
Yeah.
like this all the time. When I first was on social media, I'm looking at, okay, this outfit, this is that.
Hmm.
I need to get this one, even though I didn't have the money. I see that nice pair of shoes. I'm like, oh, I need to get this one. I cannot wait for me to get this one. But now it's a nice shoes. I like it, but I can afford it. I'm gonna keep scrolling. I like it, make my comment
Good.
and move on, right?
Good.
And I don't see myself knowing my budget, knowing what I can afford and trying to get something.
I like
No.
how the octave change. I know
Right.
the
Like
budget.
exactly,
We're
exactly.
no longer confused.
You are no longer confused. And
Girl, you don't need the Louis Vuitton bag
we don't need
if
it, at least not right
you have
now.
not paid your rent in 6 months in advance.
Priority somebody, hello somebody,
Hello.
And how
Live
many
the life
bags
you've
do
been
I
given.
need? How many bags do I need? How many pair of shoes do I need? So
Girl,
as
don't
you
come
get
for the
older,
shoes. Don't,
you
we
can,
gotta draw the
I'm
line.
saying I still have a lot of shoes, but
I know. I was like, that's why I went with we're not gonna come for the shoes because I know. And listen,
that
we
was the
walk every
younger
day.
version of me who purchased all of these shoes, not, you know? So I'm still happier for my younger version because now I'm still enjoying those shoes. But I'm saying, I think as you get older, priorities shift, right? The things that used to excite you or how you used to see social media change over times. And for me, and I think I'm using it more on a positive way is to get information, to be connected with people, to see friends that are
Yeah.
long distance and seeing how they're doing. But I can see how it can be very difficult for somebody else, right? The little things, you keep seeing it every day, it started making you question yourself, even if it's not something intentional, but you kept seeing it. Oh my God, I know that person. They just did this, they just did that. I've been trying to do these things for 10 years now. I cannot make it. I can see the human in us get to
Yeah.
compare, get to feel defeated by seeing others' success and then things that you've been trying to do for years, you're
Yeah.
not there yet. I can see it. As human, I can see it. And it's
Yeah.
easier said than done. But I think the more we acknowledge our journey is different, what we have to do in life is different, the way we have to show up is different, and things will be easier for us to accept where we at, and kind of keep doing it for ourselves.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. I also love how these young people, because I love a foolish photo.
Me too. Thank you. Me
We
too.
do, we
Me
do. And the
too.
way they be taking these photos and that level, like mad respect for just there's this confidence,
Yeah. And
which
speaking
yeah.
on that, I really want to share this. Do you remember when Instagram or social media in general, not just Instagram, were
Hmm.
just you posting random things?
Yeah.
And I started doing that, posting random things, but there was a moment, I don't know when it started.
Uh-huh.
There's a moment people are now scheduling photo shoot. So the picture can be high quality,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Oh, can social media be fun again? Like
Yeah.
can we enjoy
You
it?" And
guys, you need to go follow Jasola because she's got photo shoot photos on her feed.
that
So
it's not
I'm,
just for that. You
I,
know what?
I'm
Not
gonna,
too
I'm
much.
gonna, I'm gonna, I'm gonna hold that mirror up to my bestito
I
out here
love it.
talking about these people.
But what I'm saying is when we do that for every time, like
No, I'm
every
with you. I'm
post,
with you. I'm with
every
you.
post
Yeah.
have to be a birthday. Yes, I have a nice little birthday shoot. I love me a nice birthday shoot, right? But the idea that every time we need to post, it has to be something high quality where we have to be in a studio, where we have to use the highest quality of camera.
Mhm.
And then I think that plays a huge part on those who just want to have fun on social media because they feel like, oh my God, I don't have this. I cannot do this. And that comparison, not
Yeah.
knowing that
I'm with you.
the lifestyle that person is choosing to do is curated to look like that. It's not
Yeah.
how
And
their
could be their
everyday
whole
life.
entire, sorry, and could be their whole entire business. That's the other thing,
Exactly. Exactly.
is that people, have it's a business platform as well now,
Yeah.
which
And
is
I
great.
love it. I just don't want or everyday people like us to feel like we have to get to this level every time, right? If
Mhm.
not, we are not doing it right, or,
Right.
like, I need to reach to that level. I cannot wait. But that's their whole life. That's what that, like you said, that's their business. That's how they want their social media to look like. And we need to figure out how we want our social media to look like, right?
I love it. I'm
Yeah.
with you. I'm with you. And the reality is we know this too. The search engines and what the people want, they want more authenticity
Yeah.
and people need it,
Exactly.
and so
Exactly.
encourage you to post the goofy photo, show whatever your favorite meal was. It doesn't have to be the perfect lighting, doesn't have to be, but sharing from
Exactly.
a place of what you're saying is not for performance, but sharing from this place of I'm inviting you into what these positive experiences are, if I hear you
Exactly,
correctly.
exactly.
Like
And
testimony and
for some people, it can be those curated pictures, right? I
yeah,
just don't want it to feel like it is for everybody.
yeah,
If it's not your personality, it's not what you like, I don't want you to feel like you have to get to that level. And probably people might enjoy your most authentic self by just doing the things that makes you you, right?
amen,
And that other
amen.
person, maybe the curated pictures or photos or videos is what people want from them or what they want for themselves, right? So
Sure,
not
sure.
trying to compare what you see other people are doing, thinking that you have to be doing the exact same thing. Like for us, we decided to grab the mic on our own term. We're learning on our own term. We're figuring it out, not having to have it perfect, but we know that we wanted to do something positive. We know that those conversations that we are touching are important. Let's do something, right?
Yeah. 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 I mean, in that lane, when we think about, I think even when we were like, okay, we're going to do season 2, we're going to have
Right.
fun with it, which the guests, y'all,
Yeah, not ready for
we
this. I am
we have
so
got
excited.
some really fun, exciting guests. Very excited about that. Um, One of the things that I think of within that lane, and which connects back to one of my questions for you, is, which you've touched on it, but what does being behind actually mean?
Oh, with everything I just said, according to who?
Yeah,
Right?
I'm gonna look up too while you're sharing. Like, so what does
Right.
the
Yeah, look
internet
it up.
say?
According to who? Like, why are
Yeah,
we behind? Like, where did that even come from? So I want to hear what you find.
let's see. What does being behind?
Right. I want to see what
Let's
that
just
shows.
see. Let's see.
Right, right. I think it's a timeline society create.
I do. Well, listen. Gemini sometimes is your best friend, sometimes is your enemy. It just depends.
What does
To
Gemini
be
say?
behind generally means,
Hmm.
and the source is Merriam-Webster.
Okay, okay.
But also, we need to find out more about Merriam-Webster and where they get
We
their
yeah, we need
definition.
to dive deeper. Why she's always right? Why does she
Right,
know all of these
Miriam.
things?
Miriam. Who told you, Miriam?
Since you have your degrees, you know
Um,
everything
yeah.
thing.
No hate on Merriam-Webster. We love you, all the love, but we have questions.
We
We
have
question each other.
questions.
So if you get brought up, to be behind generally means to be in a position further back or to lag in progress. The phrase is highly contextual and takes on specific meanings depending on how it's used.
Hmm.
And then that meaning is moving or progressing slower than expected, failing to keep pace with a timeline, plan, or peers. All I hear is comparison is the
Comparison.
stealer of joy. That's all I hear.
Yeah, who
Miriam.
created
Miriam.
those timeline in first place? You know?
Correct.
Who created those
Correct.
timelines in first place?
Now, and we're not talking like, hey, I'm in school, like you're going back to school, you need to complete your classes. If you fall behind in your classes, like there's a literal,
Right.
being behind. What we're talking about is in that lane of why do we feel behind and how much of us feeling behind is perception and comparing to where someone else is at,
I will
right?
say there's no research that I've seen, but I think 99%
That's
of it
correct.
is
I read
perception.
that.
You read that. I think 99% of it is perception
We're
of
gonna
what
We're gonna get taken off Spotify, Apple, and YouTube because we're
we
like, they be
will.
dropping these stats without
Where those
sources.
stats come from.
We're
But
gonna have like the AI question, like
at this point,
information shared in this podcast is
right, because
not research.
it's not research, because
Yeah.
99%, I don't know where I got that, but I feel like 99% of the reason why we feel behind is perception of other people, in comparison of other people, or what we think society want from us. For example, at 20, I thought I think when I was in middle school or high school, I wanted to be married at 25, buy a house by 25, and do all of these by 25. But who told us 25 was the age to get all
What's
these
the
things?
number?
What
Yeah.
was the number,
Yeah.
right? And then now I passed 25. It's just like, oh, none of that
You
is
past 25?
you know, you know, thank you. I passed
Um,
25, but realizing who created those timeline and why. And at 25, I was a kid. I feel like I was a kid. I'm still a
you were a
child.
baby. You did not need to be having no baby at
No,
25.
baby. No.
Culturally, what's in Haiti? Is 25 late to be getting married and having a baby?
Oh, I mean, if you comparing, yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
Because I was thinking like how you were in your younger years, what environment and what I know of.
yeah.
Um, yeah, 25. feels like, that 25 benchmark, 22 to 25, I feel like is like the
Yeah.
US, like where that,
Usually, I think usually I'm comparing my life with some family member and
sure.
cousins that I know with the same age group that I am.
Yeah.
All of
Yeah.
them married, multiple kids, and have that family that they think they should have had at a certain age and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very
Mm-hmm.
different. It's very different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is very different. It is
Hmm.
very different. This question I've been really excited to ask.
What is it?
Did success ever fail to make you happy?
Absolutely. Or in other word, what I thought was success.
Oh,
What I thought was success. And to go back is like, what is even success? Like, how do we define that? It looked
yeah.
different for everybody. But for me,
Yeah.
there is a lot of things that I thought was success. And then I wanted to get to that level. And I got there
Yeah.
and I was not happy.
We're like,
Right? And
how
I
did
was
we
not
get
happy.
here?
So absolutely, it depends on what you even call success for yourself. And when you
Mm-hmm.
reach that level, you realize, oh, I don't feel what I thought I should have felt. This is
Mm.
not what I thought this would have been. Absolutely. And
Expectation.
that's why success is very subjective to the person. For me, a lot of people, I think they compare success to finance, and it took me a lot of time to realize it could not
Mm.
be, because you will be disappointed. You will be disappointed,
Mm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the more I reframe what success look like, the more I feel successful, because it's a choice that I'm making to figure out what that means to me. And
Yeah.
it's not tied with finance. But yeah, prior younger version of me, when I tie success to finance and when I get to this level and I was not happy, I
Yeah.
had to check myself. Why? Right? Because
Mm-hmm.
there's always progression. Things are changing. The expectations are getting higher. So you get to that level, and you're like, oh crap, I'm not happy, because I still
Yeah.
need to push further, because it doesn't stop here. Therefore, happiness will be something that you're always reaching for, because whatever you want it to be successful in, the bar keeps getting higher and higher. It doesn't stop
Yeah.
there, right? So I
Do you
think,
feel like I do feel like there are people though that I think we're different than a lot of people in that sense of the bar keeps getting higher
yeah.
and change it. And I don't, and I envy, I think at times people who once they've reached that certain achievement, then they're there and that's where we're
Yeah,
going to stay. And but I feel very different than that and more kindred to you of
yeah,
if I'm doing the
yeah,
same thing, if we're doing the same thing and we're not continuing to raise that bar, even when life doesn't raise the bar, like
right. But the thing
choosing.
is, right, the thing is, people can assume that you stay in that success lane because
Mm,
they see you reach that level. I'm sure internally we still want to be the best, right? There is
yeah,
this,
yeah,
again, this an invisible timeline or invisible pressure we're putting on ourselves before, because people already perceive me that way. The fear of letting them down is what's
mm,
pushing you to not even be happy.
mm,
That's why a lot of people in Hollywood, when you see them, sometimes they are not happy because they already have the pressure of society putting them in a pedestal. And then now they don't want to disappoint people. So therefore, wherever they at right now, they are not satisfied. They are not happy, and they are
yeah,
afraid for it to go down. So that fear of trying to keep it up, it's why
mm,
people are not happy. And that's why success never feel like success to them, because
sure,
trying to uphold it, it's hard. And it can be very, very hard for the mental as well.
absolutely. It absolutely is. One thing that I think if we could all understand that, you know, and I think you talked about this on the last pod about you did. It was, romancing the little things, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and that's something that over the years have done. And I in my own survival
Mm.
nature, I think I'm always lifting, and
Yeah.
raising that bar,
Yeah.
and I think I've shared this before, but a dear, dear friend of Be Strong, our dear, dear, sweet friend. She's just turned 91. A
Yeah.
precious, precious love who makes
Precious.
sure, alongside many others, that they receive the love and care that they're worthy of. And we had this great achievement, huge achievement. And she consistently will do this because there is a part of me that takes, which is important for what my role is, but takes great honor and respect and pride and the fact that people trust us with their
Yeah.
resources, and
Right.
have expectations of what those resources will do. And so celebrating those victories along the way with those people because they are partners in this work. Might not be like you and I every day, and the rest of our team, working within it, but they are doing the work that allows the work to happen, right? Because
Right.
money doesn't just grow on tree.
Tree.
But she always says to me, and you're doing good, girl. Keep going.
Going. Wow.
And she's been such an example of that she shifted, I think, my perspective on success,
Mm.
on achievements, and that idea that, the more time that I've spent with her over the last few years, just in time outside of our work and,
Right.
and learning from her, that man, and I'll catch myself like at 91, she doesn't have to be running businesses and,
Right.
helping everyone under the sun and doing all these, but she chooses to because I believe the same thing she says to me. She says to herself, you're getting somewhere, keep going,
Right.
keep going,
Keep going.
and then that connection of life is a journey, that she's also that person though, where it could be something of this world in the sense of like money, where I'm like,
Right.
oh my
Right.
gosh, our largest grant to date. This is so exciting. But then if I share with her about a young person who was able to find help that wouldn't otherwise, the joy and success in that
Yeah.
is greater than
Then what we
I
receive.
could tell
Right.
her it
Yeah.
was X, because and I think that shifted being in the nonprofit space to your point of what success looks like. Because in film financing, it was very specific of what success looked like. It
Right.
was defined on the projects we got, the distribution we got, the equity that we raised, and the talent that was associated with the
Right.
project. And then the big, which if I said this was, the distribution aspect of it. We were always working to those milestones and defining that as success. And now my whole world is upside down of, you know, it's the little
The
things
little thing.
while pursuing the big ones. And I do hope though that I don't become callous to
Mm.
that because I love a victory. I love celebrating. I love celebrating with others. So that is something I want to stay steady and focused on, that like if I don't
Yeah.
feel it,
Yeah.
and literally it is a milestone,
Yeah.
even to a point of like forcing myself to celebrate it, or like, hey, let's go celebrate this and have a cupcake, or let's go do,
Right.
whatever it might be, because I think that's important for us as people. And
Yeah.
so I encourage any of our listeners that, we can celebrate if it's, getting out of bed for the
Yeah.
first time in a couple days.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing.
It is.
That is massive, and let us not lose sight of what each micro success, because consistency is the breeder of
Exactly.
success.
It really
you know
is. Yeah.
you know I
And
digress, so you
no,
know how I
you're
feel
saying
about
some good things, especially in our line of work, right? It's it's hard, all right, to really stay in the excitement because we know there is so much more that needs to be done,
yeah
right? And you and I can be witness of this. Like we will do something, we will hear something from our student, we are super excited, but we know there is so much more that means we gotta do more, right? So
yeah
the excitement go fast because we are trying to reach more, trying to do more, right?
yeah
I think it's allowing ourselves to fully enjoy the small
mm,
things, knowing that the bigger impact, because the impact is there, the bigger impact is coming. But we fight for these children, we fight for
right
these children. If
right
we're helping
right
one, we want to reach as many as we can, and we need to be able to kind of stay more in the excitement of the little things, right?
Yeah.
But it's not
Yeah.
easy. It's not easy knowing that, oh, if we can do this for this one, this two, imagine 1,000, imagine, 2,000, So
And that's
that
the comparison, right? We're like, is that, to me, that's
yeah,
in that same lane of we
yeah,
naturally as people,
yeah,
you celebrate. And then for our specific work, there
yeah,
is a lot of heartbreak that's
yeah,
around, of could we have, should we have,
right,
what if we had done this or gotten into this community faster? Or
right.
what if this person knew about the resources that are available? And I think that's applicable in, our everyday life, that the idea, and this leads to this, my next question for you is,
I
what,
had a questions for you.
no, this one,
I
I,
feel
I,
like
I want to ask you,
we're
no,
doing the battlefield. I feel like I have a question for you.
no, this is an interview format.
I
Mine,
know it's not, but I'm like, I need to ask you some questions, girl. Because I can prepare. When you go to first day of school, you can prepare and
why are you acting like that's not every day for school for you?
it really
She said on the first day of school.
on the first day
And
of school.
Masito comes ready for picture day every day. We stay
Trying to be
ready.
ready. Trying to be ready. I want to make sure all my questions get asked. Um,
Okay.
you know, do you want to ask me first, or you gonna allow me? I want to ask you first.
Okay, go.
Okay, perfect. So, what does enough look like for you?
My subconscious said never enough,
Ooh,
which that was the internal dialogue.
yeah, yeah.
Um, we talk about a lot that I do. My heart breaks for people who, it's like they say, I'm not enough. We hear that a
Mm,
lot.
yeah.
I'm not enough. I'm not enough. And like, what does that mean? And I think that as like in the literal sense of it is, I think enough changes as you get older.
Mm,
I think that we identify through curiosity and life experiences what enough is for us. To me, enough is a personal understanding that
mm,
cannot be prescribed or defined by anyone else. And I don't think that's as easy to happen. And not to say that young people who are listening, they're like, oh, yeah, I already know that about myself. Bravo,
yeah,
very happy for you. For me, it took a long time
yeah.
of what enough was. The biggest was, am I enough within the situation? Where are the areas that I want to improve and evolve and change? And then the things that impact me. Because now at this age, enough can be defined in basic needs,
Mm,
fulfillment, that I have the desire to get up out of my bed and positively impact this world
mm,
with every day that I'm breathing and I'm able. That is enough for me, but it has taken the pursuit and experience. And that's what I was saying at the beginning of the conversation. My heart is heavy for this generation of like just having life experiences curiously of like, that's where I learned so much of like what would be enough by
mm,
seeing the biggest experiences under the sun and the, you know, achieving things that I never imagined at a young age. That wasn't enough. Working with people that I had dreamed of, that wasn't enough. All of these things that were not enough until I got to this point of like, okay, this is enough. But it's not, to me, enough isn't defined as I stop in that moment. It's enough for now,
for now. Ooh,
right?
yeah,
And I think that should always evolve and always change. And sometimes less is enough at
yeah,
a time. Like now at this point in my life,
yeah,
less is more than it could have ever dreamed of being before I knew
yeah.
what more than enough was. I
Right.
think when you find out what more than enough is, then it shifts of
It
like
shift. Oh,
it shifts. But if you don't experience more than
right.
enough, how do you know? I don't
Yeah.
it's and I think it's different for all of us. What about for you?
Yeah, I think while we were talking and I was thinking, I think there are a few things that I realized in my life. Being enough being happy and finding joy are things that I have to choose.
Yeah.
And a lot of time when we don't make that choice, that's when it becomes so hard. And that's when you get in the comparison level, you get on looking at what people are doing. But when you choose happiness, right? When you choose joy and when you choose that this is enough, like you said, enough for now doesn't mean it's not gonna be something different tomorrow. But for now, if pushing myself to get out of bed is enough for today, that's my enough because that's my very best. Because if I know I
Mm,
was struggling to get up and I push myself to get up, that's enough for today, right? Tomorrow, I probably get up, cook some meal, do whatever I got to do, check up on a friend, and that's enough for that moment. And I think
yeah.
while you were talking, I was thinking the idea we never really think about more than enough is because we never been satisfied to just exist. So if you didn't think your existence in itself was enough, therefore
Right.
nothing will be more than enough because you're
Come
not
on.
sure if your existence in itself is enough, right?
Hmm.
So I think there's a lot of thinking as human, and as I'm listening to you, I'm even making those realization. It's just like,
Mm.
oh, there's no way I can believe that I was enough if I didn't think me being
I was
alive, me
enough in the
existing, you
with
know?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's things that you have to rewire, and we think me just waking up is enough. Therefore, anything else I do moving forward is more than enough. You know what I
You
mean?
know what I'm saying?
So
Like we have come so far.
we've
We've
come
come so
so
far.
far. We
So
got out
far.
of bed. That's enough.
So
So
far.
everything moving forward is more than enough, you know? But I don't want this to kind of stop ourselves to reach our full potential, but only
Absolutely.
ourselves know what that potential is and not to be stagnant in how we feel, but allowing ourselves to be true to ourselves, right? I don't want it to become like an excuse. Oh, I just got up. This is enough. But
Yeah.
being honest with yourself and knowing, okay, I literally tried today and I'm good with that decision on just do what I could, right? And I think
Yeah.
that's enough.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And I look forward to thinking about that further
Yeah.
during our vacation
Doing on
time.
vacation. You know what?
Doing on vacation.
Laying by the pool
This
was
is
enough.
enough. I'll
It
tell
was
you,
enough.
vacation. I can I can tell you in advance that vacation will be
Will
enough.
be enough. Will be enough. Yeah.
This is a question. This was the question that
Ooh.
love
Let me
and
get ready.
want to ask you. I might need no notes.
Okay.
Mike yesterday with the no notes. I said,
I
I'm
was
like,
that was like a smooth ass. I was like, period.
okay.
And I follow up. I said, same for me, no notes.
Same, 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 same. Okay, so question I have for you is so we know someone listening right now.
Right.
It could be me.
We
Most
will be
on a
listening
Tuesday.
back.
On
Yep.
a Tuesday. Yeah.
Yep.
On a Tuesday. What would you tell someone, Jasula, that's panicking about their future?
Hmm. You are enough. You are enough. And your journey is different. Allow yourself the space to enjoy that journey, the good, the bad, the in between. And like I said earlier, when it comes to social media, a lot of the time what you see somebody middle or even somebody end, and then you are at your beginning. So allow your space to enjoy that. Enjoy your beginning, even if it doesn't look the way you want it to look, if it doesn't feel the
Mm,
way you want it to feel. Enjoy that. You are enough. It's okay to ask for help too, right? Talk about it.
yeah.
Talk
Yeah.
about it, right? I don't want us to keep saying you are enough. There will be moment we don't feel like we are enough. Let's talk
Correct.
about it. And for myself, there are days imposter syndrome is coming
Yeah.
through.
Same.
We talk about in an early episode as well. You have to have a care team, right? When you get in this moment, who do you reach out to? You get few calls from me when I said, I don't know what's going on, and you help me reset, right? What do you need? Is it a talk? Have you been eating? Have you been drinking water? Sometimes when you
She does not we get real basic. Neither one of us. We have to do the checklist. Have you
the
eaten?
checklist,
Are
have
you
you eaten?
hydrated?
Like, And sometimes not eating, not drinking water start making you think that you are not enough. The world is, and when you start by little things like that, you have a care team, it helps you, right? It helps you figure out, okay, I need somebody to help me calm my nervous system, somebody to put me back on track. And yeah.
But Suto, I think you hit it all. You hit it all. The only little plus sign I would maybe say is about the aspect of one thing that we both do. I think you're more dedicated to it than I am. But in times of panic, I have found that writing that panic down somehow removes its power.
Yeah.
And then I've noticed that as I've gotten older, the writing turns from panic to curious, which I use that word a lot. I really encourage everyone to really look into curiosity. It
Yeah.
is just, it is a lifesaver for me personally, and I know for many other
Yeah.
people that, okay, and whatever that panic might be, like I don't have a job, I don't have a career, shifting that to what is my job? What is my career?
Right.
How do I want to show up in this world?
Yeah.
How do I want to contribute? What do I want to learn that I don't already know now that will prepare me for what is to come?
Right.
So that would be something that I know that has helped me. And, which goes to this next of why do you think, Jasola, this is my last question for you, before we go into our fun segment of the day. Not that this hasn't been so enjoyable and fun.
It has been.
Why do people rush their lives?
That invisible timeline we put on
Yeah.
ourselves, by 30, by 25, I need to do this, I need to do that, and we rush the process. And I think that's the biggest thing, that invisible timeline, what we were seeing people doing on social media. I think that's the big issue. And like I said, let's enjoy the moment. Let's slow down. Know our journey is different. Everybody's journey is different, and allow ourselves to focus on our own journey and not get distracted by the next person. What about you?
I agree with everything you said, as well as I was raised at a time where there wasn't a day that went by. People don't want to remind you that life is short.
Yeah. Yeah.
At the same time, every life is different.
Right.
There was one lady who lived to 100 and some change, plus change. Recently, I saw that oldest couple, and I would rather live a life of where I'm celebrating the small things.
Right. Right.
And it's, life is called. That is it. I'm no longer here than rushing through something and not even enjoying this little bit of time.
Yeah.
It's in the bigger picture, this little bit of time that I have. Because if we rush through it, then we don't get to celebrate conversations like this and the special moments that are in between. So that aspect of, yes, life is short and it should be celebrated.
Right. It should be celebrated.
It should be celebrated
However
long we are. And life is short, and let's celebrate it. And I love celebrating you, and I love celebrating this trip you've got coming up. And I want to break into one of our favorite segments.
What's the name of a segment today? What's the title of a segment today?
Hot take or healing.
Ooh, hello somebody.
Yeah.
Hello somebody.
And friends, you guys know that with our podcast here, we record and then we share it with you. We don't post edit. We got a little bit of technical issues I'm seeing, but I don't know if I just see it on my end. If Jasola, you see it on your end. If we freeze, you can.
I think I seen it on my end too. So
I saw it a couple times.
Yeah.
But you'll hear us.
You will hear.
Just stay with us. You'll hear us, and thank you for staying with us within that. But for this segment, hot take or healing. So, Jasola, closure is overrated.
It really is. I do think so.
Hot take and healing.
I think it's healing for me.
Right.
I think it's healing for me. I think it might be a hot take, but for me, it's healing for me.
That's why I was like, is our segment hot take or healing, or hot take and or healing? Like, I think we need an
It might be
and
an
because at
or,
time yeah,
this one might be an or for me because it's healing for me too, but I do know it's a hot take for sure.
yeah.
That is so funny.
All
So,
right.
okay, let's see if I have one for you.
Mhm.
Hot take of healing. Your homegirl, right, get ready. Your homegirl called you at the last hour, but you had a self-care plan and you said, sorry, girl, I can't make it. Hot take or healing?
Is she in distress?
No, she just want to hang out with you. She haven't
Oh,
seen you in
no,
a
girl,
few
I'm
weeks.
healing. I'm
Okay,
healing.
I'm
You
healing. I'm healing.
No, I'm healing.
You
No,
know?
is this, yeah, that's just need to clarify. Is this because you know me, I'll be crawling across the ground barely
If
alive
it's
and
a
somebody
crisis,
needs
if it's a crisis, we'll drop the
crisis.
tough care. But if it's not, we are healing. We know
We
in
are healing. We are
no is
healing. We are
enough.
healing.
No, we're choosing ourselves. We are healing. We are putting ourselves first. Especially if it's 2 hours before, girl. Like,
Especially you
I love
can't.
you, but let's
That's
reschedule.
hot take or healing or selfish. That's selfish.
That's selfish. You know?
I already know. That's a hot take on being selfish.
Right.
That's what that is. All right, guys. Well, we hope you have a fantastic week. This will air on Monday. Yay. Because we're getting excited about Monday again, guys.
Yes.
Life is short and it's meant to be celebrated.
Let's
Monday, Tuesday,
enjoy
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
all the
Friday, Saturday,
days,
Sunday.
all the
All the
days.
days. So, guys, when you're listening to this, know that you are known, you are loved, and that you belong here at the
And
Be
you are
Strong
enough.
and you are enough and all these things, and we really mean it. We're up on the
Yeah.
Kool-Aid and on the sauce, and if you'd like to learn and develop some of those areas like we have, I say we because there's been a lot of work, y'all. It's a lot of
It's
work, but
been
we're
a lot of
grateful.
work. Yeah.
We're grateful. We're gonna keep working. We're gonna keep working. That download the Be Strong app. It's free and anonymous, and when you download it, go look for supporter, and then you'll have access to all of the resources that are available. And we do have some exciting updates coming for the app in the coming months, which we'll be sure to share with you here as its own hot take. And
Ooh,
thanks for listening. Like,
thank you.
thanks for
Literally,
listening,
thank you
y'all.
for listening.
Yeah. Yeah. What you want to leave them with, Bestito?
Keep being kind to yourself, y'all. Keep being kind. Choose yourself. Have fun and take some vacation time.
Take some vacation time if you're able. And also, post those silly photos. Let's just dump the feed with the silly photos. Let us be like these young people who say, take me as I am or don't take me at all.
Don't take
Okay?
me out of